Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and this reading is for it's a viewer question, and I apologize. I'm so sorry I forgot to write down the name. It was last week or so, but anyway, the question has to do with this person. It says, I'm a Brit, and like most of the world, am praying for the best result for you guys. So the question has to do with doing a reading on Boris Johnson, the British Trump, and particularly how the Brexit chaos here will eventually turn out. So this is for my friends across the pond. And the last sentence is, things seem to be coming to a head in the old country too. Okay, so I've shuffled the cards using the Lenormand, the Maybe Lenormand by Ryan Edward. This one is going to be for Brexit. And then this deck up here with the Rider Waite is for Boris. Okay, so 7 cards for Brexit. So the forces in motion with Brexit, the challenges, 2 cards just to show like how it's going to go financially, on a prosperity level. How's it going to play out? And then what's hanging over as like the cause and effect. I can't really say karma in this situation because it's more the law of, the law of karma is the law of cause and effect. So let's just say that the cause and effect of the forces that are in motion. Okay, and then the future and the outcome. And this may take some time to play out, but I can always draw more cards on that to see if it takes a long time or just a little while. Okay, so let me set these aside and give me a moment to focus in on Boris. What a name, huh? I mean, isn't it? It's always in the name. Trump trying to be the Trump, but he's really the clown. And Boris. Okay, Boris. So the forces in motion for Boris. His challenges, how he's really feeling, whether he shows it or not, what he's actually doing, whether we know it or not. His karma is hanging over him, his future, and his outcome, which could take quite some time, of course, to play out. Okay, so forces in motion for him. Well, he's just kind of plodding along. He's not moving quickly. His challenge is, I think this has something to do with the workforce. The Eight of Pentacles straight up is everyone in their work. When it's reversed, it brings in that element of not a lot of progress and not a lot of efficiency, I believe. Which is challenging. I mean, that is challenging. But him, just on a personal level, it's like, I mean, of course, you've got this dude that's out there focused on the money, and it's a slow, slog. And this has to do with efficiency and efficient like daily routines, and conserving something that's sustainable. Like it would be sustainable if he were headed in the right direction. But it does show determination. So he is determined, but with his Eight of Pentacles reversed, well, this dude is just all about, he's doing it for external validation. I don't see this as being, for him, I have to say that I think, he's just lacking ambition or real focus, and it has to do with him wanting some external validation. Ooh, how he's really feeling. He wants to be free from those bonds that got him into the position in the first place. Wow. What he's actually doing, that's not good. That's with the Knight of Cups reversed, it's manipulation. That's not good at all. It's also moodiness, and it's also the card of, you know, a fraud. He's kind of, I get the feeling it's like he's giving to get. And of course, you know, if he's feeling like he's just too detached. I don't get that he's reclaiming his power because of these cards, because these cards down here are really important. I don't think he's reclaiming his power and he's extricated himself from his darkness in the past. I think that he's just detached and probably doesn't really care. And then this card here about what he's actually doing, he's doing something fraudulent. He's giving to get, and he's like cynical and pessimistic. I don't think he got his lessons when he had had his COVID, health issue. But it's unrealistic. It's moodiness. It's jealousy. It's just, it's the opposite of somebody with an offer that's good and coming from, a sensitive, heartfelt place. But you still got to watch him even then. I've always had problems with this card because it comes through in so many relationship readings as being challenging. But for Boris, it's, like I said, fraudulent. There's something fraudulent that he's actually doing. His karma with the Strength card hanging over him, well, that has to do with his karma around what real strength is, and his inner strength is lacking. Because you don't get these cards and then have this be a really clear card. This tells me that he still has some unconsciousness that he has to work through. He hasn't tamed his inner beast. Now, if it were reversed, I'd say, oh, well, he's just, he's weak. He's physically weak. I'm not getting that. This is on the inner levels. Okay, his future, the truth is going to come out about him. Something's going to come through. And the outcome for him with the Temperance reversed, that's terrible. On a health level, that's a grave illness. In the spiritual realm, it's frustration. It's not being connected with your higher self. And of course, there's this like lack of vision that you would have if it were upright. There's a lack of long-term vision is probably the best way to put it. So, yeah. So the sooner you guys can get rid of him, the better. I don't know how to, I don't know how it works for you guys there. I imagine you can vote him out, right? It's temporary. But if this is a grave illness, well, then that's the outcome for him there. Maybe he gets ill again. Maybe COVID is having some, there could be some rebouts in there. Because, this card, the Temperance card is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter in Sag. He feels like a Saggy kind of guy. I don't know about I've never looked for his astrological, his horoscope or anything. But it's that just frenetic kind of energy when it's reversed, and then there's problems with gout and all kinds of the excesses that happen with overdoing with the excesses that the overeating the really rich foods and things like that. Straight up, it would be patience and having purpose and meaning in your life, but that's not a good outcome for him because it's the opposite of all that. So I think he's kind of blown it. Okay, so let's see about Brexit. Now with Brexit, well, there's something to do with pride there that needs to be overcome. There's something to do with needing to overcome, superiority and control. The challenge is to the the entire institution. The entire institution of, the financial institution. The challenge is to the banks, of course. This is like the authority of the country. It could have to do with like insurance as well. This card rules everything. It can be medical clinics. It can be just any institution. So getting the workforce back. It'll be it would be one of those things where the country can somehow, if they can somehow let go of the pride of trying to be the best and just join forces with other countries, that would be the key. But what's really going on is something is breaking, and there's some betrayal or complications. This card doesn't. The snake does not have to be betrayal. It can be just complications. But with the broken mirror here, this is like something it's of course, shattered. Something has been shattered, but it's a big old disruption. There's, of course, there's a break, and because it is a mirror, then there are like reflections that are like, okay, what did we do that made this, not work? What is really going on? So complications need to be looked at, need to be faced. Now, with the cause and effect, it'll turn out to be an actual gift, as to see, the right and wrong way to do things. There will be a gift in the long term. And this is the card of recovery. There will be a recovery long term. It could take some time. Now the future, but this is a beautiful card to have for the future with the lilies, because it's all about peace. It's all about peacefulness and grace and ease and positive pleasure, all that is good. So in the future, it's getting better. These are excellent cards to have. And then the outcome with the ship card, well, that has to do with overseas. It has to do with other countries. So maybe there won't be this exit from other countries. Maybe they'll join forces again. Let's see. Let me draw some more cards. Let's get some more. Let's do this. Hold on. Actually, well, I don't think these two down here are even really necessary to look into the future. We're looking at the past. Let's get Boris out of the way. Goodbye, Boris. Take care, old chap. Okay. And let's get some more information about the future here. Because the outcome is joining forces overseas with other countries, with foreign lands. Maybe not too foreign, but other countries outside the borders. This card also has to do with like enterprise, free enterprise across. It's everything across the pond. It would have to do with with us over here, with you guys. It would have to do with a spiritual start as well. These two cards together are very, very spiritual. And notice how they're both of the spades. They're of the spades quality, which has to do with financial peace and well-being. Okay, so let's get some more information about the future. Okay. So the future brings in warmth and vitality. That's excellent. And new goals with the stars. The stars has to do with navigating, navigation, goals, wishes, hopes. It's very, very good for the future. It's also all about the internet. That's wonderful. And then with the letter card, that's all kinds of documents, but also written communication, books like that, things like that. With the merriment card, that has to do with celebrating. Interesting. Let me keep going. Oh, good. Okay, excellent. I have no negative cards here, except for this was the challenge in there. But you know, this is these two cards up here. We have to remember these were to do with the past and you know the things that went wrong. So, but moving forward, there's recovery that brings in peace, and with foreign lands, and then there's warmth and something you can just keep nurturing and taking care of, and especially something that spreads and grows for the good, that has to do with more domestic business, and then bringing in the honor, nurturing the honor. This is the card of success. The Sun card has to do with success. With the Moon, this could have to do with all things like psychic and change. Well, this is the reputation. So the peaceful reputation brings in success and honor. These two are beautiful cards together. But then from over here, I think there's going to be a broken agreement from the past, a broken document, and that was too complicated and was actually some form of a betrayal to get to the good place. And then coming from this place of, okay, now we can celebrate and now we can be happy as like, a pig in a bathtub drinking wine. And it's a new start. It's a brand new start. But you still have to stay in the flow of changes that can come in to bring in more success and more honor across the land. So that's it. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else, I think. Let's see, wait, let me look. Yeah, okay, so because the child card knights over to the broken mirror, this, whatever broke in the past, will have that new start. And the new start has to do with, like I said before, something across the pond, across the land, foreign, or just other countries. So, of course, Europe and any other country that was left, or that was left out of Brexit, or left out because of Brexit. And yeah, the successful recovery, the recovery is successful. And it brings in a new start that can just continue to grow. And this, it's more the domestic entrepreneurship, the domestic enterprise continues to grow. Yeah, okay, well that's all I have. Thank you. Wonderful question. Okay, take care, you guys.